So thanks a lot for giving me this opportunity to present here. I would like to first start with a comment to the 134 apps, because I think these apps can be a very good idea, but I'm also pretty sure there's both a cost perspective, but a more important thing is you cannot load 134 apps on the GPs in the systems as we have them today. You need to change the healthcare systems in order to adapt to use of these apps. So in the current setting, I think it's good to start, but there's another part, a bigger part of the healthcare system that needs to be done in order to fit these systems. Yeah, okay, let me just continue here. And I'm here in my capacity as chair of IC Permit, and as many of you know, there we go. We have for the last 6 years been working on promoting the agenda of personalized medicine within this organization. We are doing this in a number of ways. Let me say first that we are working at the policy and communication level. And one thing we do is to work within our circle of members. And it's important to understand that our members are mainly national funding agencies and national ministries of health. So there we have kind of an access to the decision makers in the different countries and regions. What we also do is kind of more outgoing activities like having conferences and workshops and publications, that kind of thing. We also, I should say here, that we are so lucky that we have quite a number of regions as members of our organization, and that has been very fruitful because they have been very active in our work. We are not alone on this, so we also have what we call our IC Permit family, which is a number of also commission-funded activities or projects which is focusing on various things of importance to promoting personalized medicine. And you will hear, we heard SAPHIRE, this is the reason why we're here today, and we will in a moment hear Johnny talk about the Regions for Permit project, which is also dealing with spreading the PM word in the regions. Besides that, we also have kind of a number of activities reaching out internationally, China, Africa, Latin America, and then we have a couple of CSAs which is focusing on more technical aspects like health economy and clinical trial strategies. Another important point when we're looking back in time is kind of the investment that has been done over the last years. And alone from the Commission, if you look back for the last 10 years, there has been an investment of about 2 billion euros in this area. The Commission fortunately saw very early that this is a very important area. So they decided to really support the area, and that has been really fruitful, I would say. Another good thing that has come up over the maybe last 5 years is that at the national and regional level, there has been an increasing willingness to invest in this area. So this is all good, and we have seen also yesterday and today heard about a lot of good examples, what's going on, and also kind of the future, as we just have heard, how it could look. But where are we actually today? And have we been successful today? Until today, has all this investment really paid off? And I would say, as we also heard yesterday, is there's still a lot of problems to overcome. And in some areas, it's going well. But it's kind of more hotspots, you might say. I mean, as an overall area, we are still having a lot of ground to reach in order to move forward. And I think maybe the most important achievement we have been doing so far is that the concept of personalized medicine has now been accepted by decision makers, by politicians, by the science and technology community as being a very important and indispensable part of our future healthcare systems. And I think that's a very important realization, because that realization will drive the continual process in order to really move this forward. Now, all these activities, they will end pretty soon. SAPHIRE is ending now, and other ones are also ending soon. So what then? So we are fortunately going into the era of the European Partnership and Horizon Europe. And there's one of the partnerships which is dealing with personalized medicine. I'm so lucky to sit in the drafting group of this one, so we are working hard to get it up and running. But what we hope this partnership will do is kind of to take all the knowledge and value that we have seen coming out of all the previous projects and activities. There should be cooperation with all of the other partnerships which is relating to health. And it's building on, the concept is building on what we have learned over our work within IC Permit and also ERA Permit, which is our funding arm. And that means that the concept is mainly dealing with funding activities, which is kind of the blue circle, covering both basic research, translational research, but also funding of projects and pilot demonstration projects, which is kind of going into showing that can show how we go into healthcare and get PM solutions implemented in healthcare systems. And besides that, we will also kind of have the policy arm, which is so important because some of the major bottlenecks, as I see it right now, is at the policy level. We need to work very hard with our decision makers and our politicians in order to make them convinced. We need frameworks, legal frameworks to deal with data so that we can get the full opportunities that data is presenting to us. We need to have our decision makers to look into our healthcare systems in order to solve the health economic issues that is also coming up. So we hope that this will kind of help going there. But the whole basis is, of course, the support for these partnerships. So the member states and the European Commission, international partners, stakeholders, and not the least also the regions, because the regions, I think, can contribute a lot in this regard. Because I kind of see it in two ways. I think we have seen a lot of examples of what I call lighthouse regions. These are regions that are very committed to personalized medicine. They have a willingness to invest. They have the resources. And they also have a very more dynamic way of working. So there's a shorter path from decision to action in some of these. I know some of the people who are sitting in the regions may not fully agree with me because they see it differently. But if you make the big comparison on how it goes on in the bigger countries and to make changes there, I think it can go fast in the regions and they can show the way for the rest of the world, so to speak. And then also we must not forget the less developed regions, because there's a lot of regions who are not so fortunate to have the resources that make it possible for them to implement the full-scale personalized medicine approaches. So we need to find ways to adapt the solutions so that they also, and their citizens also, can benefit from these solutions. So there's a lot of things to do, and we still have a lot of bottlenecks to overcome, but we're on the way, I would say. So thanks a lot.